appreciate you guys.
Hit it with the blick.
What up, y'all? Welcome. Let's give y'all some applause. Let y'all know that we here. Welcome to the Top of the Morning Show. It is 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you woke up on the West Coast, is actually what, 7? What time is it over there? It's 7 o'clock? Damn. Craziness. We appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank you for the love, y'all. Thank you for the love. We thank you guys for showing up. I go by Cedric Blickman, aka Blick. And we got the Royal Flush crew in the house. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody before we get started. What up, Coco? How you doing? What up?
What's good? Coco the Goat, West Side, 7 o'clock in the morning. Greetings, Grand Rise.
She out here, man. G. She wakes up early. She wake up like, I woke up like this. What's good? And then we got Queen Juice. She also from the West Coast. I don't think she's in the West Coast right now, but how you doing, Queen? What's good with you?
Top of the morning. I'm good. Getting better every day. She back. Here I go.
Look how she moving.
Still working on the voice a little bit.
I got you, but I can see the vamp.
Juice.
She vamping up. I told you, girl. Shit. We back out here. Then we got the infamous Info Goat in the house, Black Google. What up, brother? What's good with you?
What's going on, everybody? Good morning.
Good morning.
Top of it.
Good morning, church. Good morning. And then we also have Poetic Poison. What up? How you feeling?
Top.
You had it? Did you have your breakfast this morning? You had your breakfast? Hold on. Oh Lord, she might be having her breakfast now. Jesus, why she coughing? Jesus, help her.
Don't die on us now. Jesus, she ain't ready. After the show.
Jesus, don't take the wheel yet. Don't take the wheel.
Okay. It's an auto drive.
Hey, I am grand. I'm blessed to be above the dirt, y'all. To be with some of my favorite people.
Let's go. I love when I see y'all, man. It's all good. It's always a good vibe, good balance too. But yeah, we appreciate y'all, and we give y'all a hand too as well for tuning in with us once again. Man, we are here. It's been a really good week, a productive week. We got some revamping, some things that we're doing for this new year. So make sure you sit back, relax. We will be doing more shows. We got some stuff set up for Bigo. So we're going to be going live, doing stuff on Bigo. We got some actual productions that we're setting up. I'm working on an album, some other things that are just going in order. The year started, so we got to start off on fire, y'all. So we out here in the streets. So today, though, today's topic, just to kind of go into it, I didn't want to go too fast, but today's topic is Relationship 101. So we're going to be talking about relationships, pretty much what is a relationship. We're going to kind of come from a standpoint of like, if we didn't know what was up, what is a relationship when it comes to pertaining with your friends? And what is a relationship when it comes to your lovers, or just period relationships by itself? So we're going to be talking about it. You know how we do it when we just sit back, talk, relax, have a good time, maybe crack some jokes, post up. But yeah, we're going to be able to dissect that and see what's good and see what's up with a relationship. Let's see if your relationship is actually healthy. Maybe you could be blind. We were talking about unhealthy type of relationships last week with stalkers, because they having a relationship with you and don't even know it. I mean, you don't even know it. So the last show was actually amazing. I had a good time with that. I'm talking about that. And then we had some serious points, of course, as well, that we mentioned on the last show for people to make sure you're watching your back, watching your relationships and stuff like that. So today we're going to just, like I said, we're going to sit back and chill, relax, and just talking about relationships. What are the pros and what are the cons of a relationship? Jesus, you need that massage? We need a virtual? I got you. Need a little virtual? Tell Master, look, I'm doing it for him. I'm just joking. I'm just
Turn
playing.
around. Let me get them shoulder blades. I got you.
You got a group.
You can't do none of that now. Can't nobody touch Master's property unless he say so, or you certified.
Put Master on the phone. God damn it, put Master on the phone. I'm about to put this nigga. I'm saying, look, her shoulder. Like, where was you at, man? You need to be massaging her shoulders, then, brother. Come on now. I'm just playing.
Yeah, work just like I am.
Just like this, a spiritual massage. No, I'm just playing. All right, but yeah, so like I said, we're going in on relationships, and shoot, let's jump on in. So first we'll start off with Poetic. She's gonna just give the basic definition of a relationship. We do have later on in the show where we give you a couple of books. We got from InfoGoat. We'll suggest a couple of books that you guys can get to be able to help you, maybe can help you with your relationship. What's funny is that when we say relationships, the first thing most of the time that goes in people's mind is the actual relationship, like a marriage or a boyfriend, girlfriend type of vibe. But no, we're talking about your relationship with people outside of yourself. And then also a relationship you have with yourself. You have a relationship with yourself, if you didn't know, as well. So let's talk about it. All right, so Poetic, let's start us off right. And let's see what's populating with the definition. Let me turn this music down for you.
So the definition of a relationship, we're going to get the part of speech. It is a noun. If you didn't know, it's a perfect place to say. But the definition of a relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected.
Connection. Appreciate you. That was it. Two or more, y'all. Yeah, I know I like the two or more. No, I'm just playing. But two or more people and objects. Now, this is my thing, though. Coco, can you assist me with this? What is two? What? So two objects can have a relationship? So do they mean like trees? Because trees would count as an object? And I do see trees are alive and they do start growing towards the other tree. They do.
Bees and flowers, they have a relationship, pollination and all of that. Even food, they have a relationship. It's even called a marriage when you blend two flavors together in culinary.
You better teach us something. You better teach us something. Nah, that's what's up. So a marriage relationship coming together, things blending together, and there's different types of relationships as well. There's negative, what we would say negative relationships, and then there's positive type of relationships. There's things that go perfectly together, and then there's other things if it blends together, you're creating a bomb. So yeah, so let's go in on that. So what's one of the first things I would say with you, Coco, and I'm just not going to assume, but when you hear relationship, what's one of the first things that comes to mind when you say a relationship?
Exactly the definition.
Okay.
I think people put too much on the word, like it's really something. Like you have a relationship with your kids, you have a relationship with your boss. It's nothing but a fucking word, you know what I mean? But some people put it on such a high level, like it really means something, and it's like, okay. Yeah,
it just means y'all connected. You're right. I agree. I'm in the same spaces like that too. It's like, hey, I was like, if I said something like, hey, yeah, I have a relationship with Juicy. Most of the time, people be like, come here, say what? They give me the juicy eye. Like, what you talking about? Y'all got a relationship? What the hell? But nah, like what she was saying, it's literally just saying that you're connected to that person, or you guys are flowing in a certain type of chemistry together. And this is super important nowadays, because I feel people are, because of like what you were just saying, Coco, because of them putting so much on it, to use simple words like relationship or love. The other day, and I know this show ain't about love, but just because you say you love somebody, why do people they feel some type of way? You can say I love you in a million different type of ways and not mean just.
I had this conversation the other day, right? And I was saying like, I don't like to use that word like that, because to me, the only people you can say I love you to that actually means love is your family. Now, when you say it to anybody else, they start coming with their own interpretations of what you mean by that. Yeah. And it's weird.
Yeah, it does get awkward. It gets awkward. What you got to say, Juicy? I know you had something to say about it. How you feeling about that?
I ain't saying love. I said love.
Yeah, just love by itself.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you have to be specific. Sometimes you got to give that explanation. You got to put that disclaimer on there so they can actually understand what type of love you
See,
that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Why?
That's the thing. Why?
Because
why
is there so many definitions in people's head?
That's true.
Because it's just like, why we have stalkers? Why do people stalk us? Because in their head they love you, but you don't love them, and they trying to profess they love you.
Yeah, that's
so
what
that's the difference. They have their own definition and perception of love. But if you're gonna use love,
with some people. Everybody is not the same. So you have to put some type of disclaimer on there so we can know what type of love we mean.
Yeah. I get
because
it.
love can be used in so many different in so many different contexts that you have to have a common ground on.
Appreciate it. Especially
but not with everybody.
But especially if it's text message. I would never say for the first time you tell somebody you love them, I do not care. Don't text it. Don't text it. Because a person, it could be like I said, that text can be like, man, I love you. If I said that, like, man, I love you. Or, man, I love you. It's a whole nother world. I said the same thing. I wrote the exact same thing. But tonality, and I feel plays a key part. I know we're not going all the way in that, but tonality plays a super key. The energy of a person plays a super key, especially when you're using some of these words, because English, since it's a broken language, we don't have a lot of ways to say certain things. So I feel like because of your tone, because of how the person's expressing in that particular moment, we're trying to read in between the lines. We do that a lot. And speaking of reading in between the lines, that's what I feel when it comes to relationships on all levels. That's what a lot of people are doing. We're reading in between the lines to try to define what this type of relationship is. You know what I mean? You guys can be closest thing in the world, been around each other your whole entire life. And then this person, like you said, like the stalker, almost like the stalker thing, this person taking it a little bit deeper than what you are, or vice versa. You thinking like, look, you know, a person I care about. Go ahead, Coco.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's reading in between the lines. I think it's reaching.
Oh, reaching in between the lines. Like reaching in between the lines.
They're making up shit that don't even make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it make sense to them.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like you shouldn't, like Goddess is saying right there, don't be reaching.
Don't be reaching.
In a relationship, and this is what I feel, any type of relationship, there should be a clear understanding in my mind. And if it ain't, like Info Gold is famous for this, asking damn questions. Ask a question, figure it out. It's never wrong to ask a question. You gotta say, okay, like, hey, are we in a relationship right now? Like, we just did some stuff that was a little bit.
But it's gonna take comprehension. It's gonna take comprehension too.
You ain't never lied.
But you know,
some people ain't got that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But then you just crazy to deal with somebody like that.
You're right.
Yeah, I just think the most important thing in any relationship is honesty. You see what I'm saying? That way nobody ain't got to guess what's going on.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
I think that's like with me and my wife, man, I realized that I was in a different part of my life and I wanted someone real. So I said, well, you know what? I got to be totally honest with this person.
Yeah.
And allow her to choose to be a part of what I got going on. Yeah, I am a polygynous man. Yeah. You see? Yeah. And my wife accepts that about me. Yeah. And in that, we find a common ground where there's respect. You see? That's the main thing, because after we're honest, now we can learn how to respect each other. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I could teach you how to love me, and you could teach me how to love you.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts. Super good. And honesty. He's hitting my notes. That's what's up. Honesty plays the most key point when it comes to, like I say, having a relationship with anyone. You have to be upfront. You got to be what it is. Let a person know what's up. I feel that it's a benefit to be able to have somebody in your life that can be honest with you, that can be able to tell you certain things, especially on a friendship type of relationship as well. It's like friends kind of can get away with a lot more than, I guess, a relationship. Some relationships, you know, you get like, I can't say that, or I got to say it in a certain type of way. Friends is like, nigga, you know your breath stink, or you know that you did me wrong, or it's a different kind of vibe that you can have with a friend. And you could do that too, because I believe your partner should be your friend as well. That should be like the first thing. If y'all can't be friends, then that shit's gonna be boring, and it can't be based off of just sex and all this other stuff. It has to be a dynamic that comes along with it. Before I go ahead, Poetic, I seen your hand up.
I was just gonna say that's why I believe I like the relationship that I'm in, especially on a personal note. Yeah. Because there's a clear-cut understanding of what's expected from each other in the dom-sub relationship. You know, we have, and it's based upon, largely upon communication. So there's never a moment where we're not in
communication,
in sync with each other. Yes. Right.
Yeah. Understanding and communication that goes along with it as well. You guys are just, I'm like, did I send my notes to y'all next? But having a clear understanding, being honest, y'all hitting all the notes. Y'all obviously are professionals in relationships, I guess, obviously. But no, it's the truth, though. You got to be able to be clear. You got to be honest. And this is what it is. And this is what some people don't do. You can't base your relationship, whatever that is, off of another relationship. I cannot stand it with all of my heart and soul, y'all. Basing your relationship. I have a relationship with Coco. And because me and Coco is cool a certain type of way, then I immediately can act like that with Poison or assume that like, girl, like, it can't be the same. It's not the same. You got to allow it. Like when we're playing chess, Info knows about this. When you're playing chess, you got to sit down there with each person in its own thing. This person does it. It's more aggressive how they play. This person kind of sits back and kind of watches. Everybody, you should give them that, a relationship. We ain't even talking about just lover relationships or marriages and stuff like that. But I feel like it's injustice. It's not fair to the person to treat a person like somebody else. I don't care if they look the same birthday, wear the same cologne or perfume. You got to treat that relationship like itself and know how to differentiate between different relationships. Let me see. Exactly. So that's why I feel like, when it comes to that, if you want a healthy relationship, now you can have any kind, but if you want a healthy relationship where both of you guys thrive, because you guys decided to come together for whatever reason, if it was just, hey, we got a relationship because we play video games together or we do music and filming and stuff together, no matter what it is, it's like Queen was saying down there, Miko's wife, it's not one-sided. It's a two-sided street. So I can't even just consider what I just want. I got to consider what you want as well, and vice versa. You got to be thinking about me. You can't think that I'm you, so I'm gonna treat it like how you do. You got to be able to just receive that person for how they are. And if you don't like that, or if you can't adapt, or y'all can't come to a common bridge, then hey, you might have to have another relationship, or you might have to just tweak it a little bit. It just depends on how the relationship is. But I'm very key about that when it comes to that. I treat everybody different. Like I treat y'all the same with the same respect, a same overall. But we have some things I might talk to Coco. I'm like, I've called Coco before we talk and stuff. It's like we on a whole other frequency that you can't even talk to other people with. Like they don't even get it. And same with Poetic as well. She has a certain type of vibe. I crack jokes and certain things, but I would not crack those same jokes with other people because it's like a common respect that you're having and enjoying our relationship that we have. You know what I mean? What you about to say something, Info? I thought I heard you say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say trust too, because I think that's a major part of any relationship is trust. But I think we're confused about how trust works. Like we try to trust people to do what we would do instead of getting to know people and trust them to do what they would do. You see, and that's I like today. Talking to people questions so I can understand what I can trust you to do. See, you might have a friend that you could trust. You can call him for $100 and he on the spot cash it after you. But if you get in a fight, you can't call this brother. He's not coming.
That's a different relationship. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You might have a brother that's ready to throw down with you. Oh, I got your back every time, bro. He ain't gonna let nobody hurt you. Yeah. But when you ain't looking, he trying to fill on your wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. No, it's different kind of dynamics.
People.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, you got to get to know people and trust them to do what they would do.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying kind of imposing. Sometimes we impose ourselves. 1 second, Juice. Sometimes we impose ourselves on a person, assuming that person is going to be me. And I feel like that's not a justice too. Even if it's a good thing or even if it's a bad thing, it don't matter. You got to just allow that person to serve you their personality, serve you their ways of how they are, and kind of adjust from there. And if you truly care about a relationship with that person, then it's a common blend. It's a blend that we have together of both of our personalities, not clashing. Go ahead, Juice, and then you can go next, Poet.
I was just gonna say, what people do is have expectations. I had this conversation with a lot of people. You can't expect anything from anybody, and you can't expect them to be or have the same heart as you. So, with that being said, you gotta have understanding before you can communicate. Because we used to say communication is key. Yeah, communication is key, but you can't communicate with a person and know and understand unless you have that understanding, and vice versa. It's like the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? So with trust,
I hear you.
It's earned. It's earned. I'm not just gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you enough. And I'm gonna treat that accordingly. So
I'm gonna trust you to be yourself. Similar to how Miko was saying, I'm gonna trust you to be yourself, and I'm not gonna judge you because you're being how you are. And I should already have discernment in certain things already. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna trust you for what you give me. I have an equal amount of trust to a degree. Cause I don't allow myself to go to the stipulations of how people are. Cause people see like the world, they seem like it's getting worse and worse and you can't trust nobody. I hear people, I get you on that. I hear you. I have a solid ground, a boundary, but nah, I'm not going to put you in default. I ain't going to put you in negative before I even get to know you. I'm going to give you a fair, free openness. And I'm going to let you, where we going with this meter? Where we going? We going up? We going down? What we doing? Oh, you want down? Okay, we going down. That ain't good. You know what I mean? I allow that to be, and then I'm going to trust you to be in that space until you show me different. It's just like, it's being real with it. It's being real. Go ahead, Poetic, real quick before info. I'm hearing you, Juice. Okay, I guess Juicy then. One more time. Poetic, you sleep? What's going on? Oh, she's frozen. Okay, then go ahead, info go.
Okay, everybody okay? Cause look like the sister down is the sister frozen. There she go.
She looking like, I don't trust no nigga. Yeah. Like she was like staring into the days. She was like,
"Is Juicy frozen? Or she playing?"
She just feel. I was gonna say,
Go ahead.
With that, within communication, you also have to have a common understanding of, some things, especially when it comes to like some friendships, and also understanding that when you have that trust and that trust is broken, it takes more time to gain that trust back than it initially did. And sometimes that may cause like, a rift or some hard understandings when it comes between the two parties, when it's really no change up. It's just that their perception, because they broke that trust, has now changed. You gotta move accordingly. And also, like I said, you have to have a common understanding of how others may feel or what is said sometimes, because sometimes some things can be taken way out of proportion. It's not even really necessarily that big of a deal when you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Ooh, and I'm gonna hit you up right now in a second, info. But yes, what you said exactly 1,000%. And also, if you didn't take the time to understand that person, if you didn't take the time to know how that person is, like to learn that person, then it can be many misunderstandings, many things. You didn't do the research to say, oh, this person's like that. Or maybe, because I'm famous for that too, like where I'm a complex type of individual, so I don't give too much in a sense. You gonna have to, we got to kind of go back and forth. You're gonna have to talk to me all the time. You're gonna have to be around, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I don't wish no harm, never on nobody. But a person can seem like, oh, this nigga's going away. He's mad at me, or he's this. It's like, no. Sometimes I'm focused. Sometimes I'm this. So if you understand me as a person and understand and be around me enough, then you'll be like, okay, Blick is on this. So that's why I say some people don't take that extra homework, because it's just easier to put me in a default as everybody else. It's easier to say, oh, he just like how I am. No, if you care about a relationship and you want that relationship to grow, you got to do your homework on that person. Go ahead, Infogo. I knew you was next.
Peace. Mm-hmm. I also want to say that, when it comes to relationships, you set the tone for the relationship at the beginning. Or how people would treat you and what you're willing to accept from that person.
Ooh.
See, we stop pandering to people because we want to be in their circle or want to be like them or whatever, want to be around them. Stop pandering to people just because you want to be around them. And then the tone is differently. And then when you start feeling abused and stuff, then you like, oh, you can't treat me like this or whatever. But the person is like, nigga, this is how
I always been. Whoop. Yep.
Our relationship is. Hey, and I got some advice for women. Hey, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, women. Watch this right here.
Oh.
when you go on a date with a man, stop talking so much. In 30 minutes, you told us everything we need to know to get the way we trying to go.
That's some facts. That's facts. You set the time. You set the tone. Go ahead.
Peace.
No, I'm saying, but that he's saying some facts right there. Really, sometimes we could talk too much. I've been famous for this. That I've talked so much or said so many things in a sense of just trying to relate to the person, trying to make the person feel that we're on the same page. I've done too much talking to where now that person then took some notes. They own little thing, took some notes, and now they're going to try to apply that or try to do that particular thing in order to try to win you over or to win your favor and stuff. So yeah, like Miko was saying, not just with the women, but everybody. Learn how to just sit back, and sometimes it's good. Shut up. You can't listen and talk at the same time. Sometimes you can, but it's not going to really work if you're already waiting to talk and the person is talking. The person's talking, you waiting to talk. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But yeah, that's a real fact. So make sure you're doing the right homework. And I feel like it's only fair if you want the relationship to be successful. Obviously, you chose this person for whatever reason. And obviously, y'all got a thing going on, some kind of connection. So it's not just all about you, though. It's not just your world, type of thing. You got to be able to accept that person for how that person is. And if you sit back and watch, you might be able to learn something. Your ass might be able to learn something by just being able to see someone that's different than you or someone that is not you. You got a lot of stuff in common, but we got a lot of stuff that's not in common as well. And I feel like our relationships are our teachers. Our relationship let you know, like, nah, I ain't doing that no more. Or, yeah, this is the best thing ever. I remember this one thing. We always compare relationships, previous relationships, in order to dictate our movement and stuff that we learn. Okay. We going in. All right. So I'm going to hit you up, Coco. I know you definitely is that. So one of the things that I wanted to say, what are the, well, let's do this. Let's kind of make it a little juicy real quick. Juicy. Got him while she drinking juice. Can you love or have a relationship with an enemy? I just want to know, like, what do you feel about that? Do you think it's even possible to have a connection or some type of thing with an enemy? Because I've heard many different type of scenarios about keeping your enemies close and all this other
Poetic,
stuff.
Can you pull up the definition of enemy, please?
Oh Lord.
Can you do that for me? Because I always say some of your family members can be your enemies.
Ooh, she ain't never lied. Boy, she ain't never.
Say that again louder for the ones in the back who can't hear. Say it again for the
some
ones
of your
in the back.
family members can be your enemies. They can mean you no good.
Some of your
Or
enemies
just be blood sucking and energy draining. You know what I mean? So,
and feel entitled too because they're your family. All right, let's hear Poetic.
So the definition.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
The definition of an enemy is a person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone or something.
Wait, repeat that one more again. Repeat that one more again.
A person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone or something is an enemy.
That's what I'm saying,
actively
man.
Opposed. To be actively opposed.
You can have a certain.
Go ahead.
That
you
was
can have a certain type of affection toward them, because you can have. But see, I take my love back a whole lot, so I'm just saying, like it can, but not for me.
Yeah, nah, it ain't. Yeah, everybody's different. Go ahead, Info.
Yeah, I think most of us think about that definition on the surface and say a person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. And so we say, well, you know what, your family could be your enemy. But I think it's more deep than like when we talk about an enemy, we're talking about another definition of it that says a thing that harms or weakens something else.
That's
you see,
family can do that too.
Family.
I think
family can do that too.
Family for 1,000, Alex.
We'll be looking for. And unfortunately, some family does fall in that category, but we can't think anybody that's opposed to what we're doing is our enemy. Somebody that just might be like, but the thing is, when we're talking about a person, someone that's trying to harm you, someone that's trying to weaken what you got going on, then definitely that is your enemy.
Yeah.
And you asked if we could love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, that's
a deep one. I know. I already know. That's a deep one.
From that definition right there, I'm sorry, I can't love my enemy.
Hey,
well,
it's
how,
not for everybody.
No, I can't do it neither. But I mean, I can see how, you raised into a situation and then,
yeah,
you don't have really a clear understanding, so you don't know how not to love them because you've been around them so long. You might not be that evil person as they, but
yeah,
you love them.
But we got to keep in mind
you know
too.
What?
Go ahead.
No.
One second. We got to keep in mind though also this. Some of these people are sent to teach us. Even though it's an enemy in our sense, and this is the one thing I can say where I can love an enemy, not loving them like, hey, we're going to just chill. Let's go ahead. Let's be buddies while you stab me in the back. But I can love you in a sense because you're teaching me how to become a better version of myself. You're teaching me how to grow in that sense, to be able to deal with your ass. And you got to make sure that you don't allow that enemy to turn you into something sour. You could be something beautiful, something amazing, something really good, but because that enemy or somebody is coming at you, now it has changed the whole dynamic of what you are, and you feel justified because this person don't like me, this person ain't this person is that. So that's why I say I feel there are greatest teachers as well. So I can love them from a distance. They ain't gonna be no close friends, but I love you because all these other people do love me and they show me certain things, but you're showing me something that no one else can teach me. And that's the opposition. Sometimes you need that pressure. Go ahead, info first.
Yeah, I was just saying that you could, like, when it comes to relatives and stuff, I think we put them in the category of like, I love you, but I don't like you. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, and I tell people the difference. Like in my relationship with my wife, I love my wife, but I also like her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like her. Like, she cool to me.
Yeah, that's different.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we can put family members in that category, where we say, well, like, I got a brother. I love my brother, but I don't like that cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That cat, bullshit.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And that's what it's like. You got to be able to know how to put people. We talked about that before, how to put people mentally in certain categories. You don't have to have everybody in the same goddamn room in your mind, in your mental. Learn how to separate people, and then therefore it won't bleed into other things. Go ahead, Poetic.
No, I was just gonna say more along the lines of what Info said. Like I've had to do it, and it was sad that I've had to do it with my own mother. I told her at one point in time, I was like, I don't like you, and she's like, oh, that hurt my feelings. I was like, well, don't get me twisted, Mom. I love you. You're my mom. I wouldn't be here without you. You're the only one I have. But I don't like your ass. I don't like your attitude.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you talk to people.
Yeah.
It just doesn't vibe well with me. But I love you. I just don't like you.
Yeah, it's a fine line, especially when it comes to relationships. There are a lot of relationships where you do love the person, but you don't like them. So I love you because what? We're close. I love how you do how you do your thing when it comes to music. I love how you do this. I love how you do that. I love that we have some things in common, but I don't like, here you go. You got a list of things where I don't like how we clash. I don't like how you have this. So you're opposing. You're opposing. Yeah. I don't like those things. I get it. And that's why I say it's a fine line between that. And it can still work. That's not necessarily an enemy, quote unquote, but it is a fine line between, like you say, the love and like, not love and hate. It's a thin line between love and like. And I feel like if you have, you could teach that person too. I feel like we all teachers. You could teach that person how to be in certain moments by explaining, by communicating. Communication is the key, because sometimes maybe that person don't even know. That person might not even know that you don't like that about them, or I don't like every time I come in the room, you come in here talking about some fuck a bitch, fuck this, fuck that, and he's like, damn, this boy is cool as hell. I love this nigga is cool, but I can't chill with you though. I can't chill with you. You know what I mean? So that's why I said it's a fine line with our relationships, to make sure that we're defining those boundaries. So we give a person a chance. I'm real big on this. Give a person a chance to win you over. And that's just what it is. Sometimes we have an invisible contract in our brain that we say, if anybody step on this line, then I ain't fucking with them. You know what I mean? So we don't give them even a chance. We don't even give them a chance, because I don't know what them lines are. You might get offended every time I say nigga, or offended every time I'm chilling with a Caucasian person. But I'm just saying, so in your mind, let me know what's going on. Let me know what a friendship or a relationship consists of, especially in marriages, especially in girlfriend and boyfriend or choosing to be with someone intimately. We immediately assume that now that we're together, you better not do this. They might have said some of the things in dinner, but they didn't say everything. It's a lifetime to learn somebody, really. And sometimes we assume that person is just going to know. And so once they do certain things that hit that red flag, you don't even give them a goddamn chance. So I'm famous for this. I'm always talking about myself, is making sure that the people that I love, the ones that are closest to me, know my boundary lines, know all these other things in order for them to have a chance. I want you to win. You know what I mean? I don't want you to just be like, oh, everybody's bad. Every person I ever, don't put nobody in no default of that. Give them a chance to actually win you over. Give them a chance to actually, when I say win you over, just meaning for the best friendship or best relationship we possibly can have. Let's have that expectation instead of coming into things sometimes, I'll say scared or hesitation wise, because you're already speaking that onto your relationship. Okay, cool. Let's okay, so next one I'll say, and we'll go down the line. We'll start with Poetic, if you can hear me. Poetic, you there? Go ahead, blink twice if you can. Okay, cool. I'm just playing. All right, so I'm gonna ask you this. How do you have an argument and it not cost your relationship? Like, what's the best way that you feel that you can either have an argument or let's say a disagreement, because argument sounds a little more aggressive, but how can you have a disagreement with someone and it not affect your relationship?
I think
Uh-oh.
has a effect on your relationship regardless of each moment. So if
we're missing the whole thing,
give you
Poetic.
insight into how that person is going to react.
Okay, I think it's good now. You got clear at the end.
Okay, hear me now?
Mm-hmm. You're good.
Good.
I think any argument, debate, or scuffle between any person that you are actively in a relationship with affects you regardless of the outcome, regardless of whether it is good or bad. There are all teachable moments. If it's not teaching you how to conduct yourself when you are angry or you're a bit more emotional, it is teaching you how that person is going to react when they are in their emotions and maybe not always thinking at their clearest.
That's good. That was a good ass answer. So yes, it is. So I would say, go ahead, Coco. You want to piggyback on it?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, when a person brings an issue to you, not to take it so personal and actually hear them out. And because my biggest pet peeve is when I come to a person with an issue and they tell me some shit I did 2 weeks ago. And I'm like,
they looking to tell you something. You right.
Neither one of our issues is getting solved right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You ain't never lied.
It's like, can we deal with one thing at a time? If I am in a space and I'm telling you I'm in an uncomfortable space with you, and then you tell me some shit that happened 2 weeks ago that I'm just like, whoa, I didn't even see it that way. Like, how, like, what?
Yeah.
That is my biggest pet peeve right there. Like, if you have an issue, bring it up
when it is
at that time. Sometimes you might have to wait a little while to the next day or whatever, depending on the dynamic of the situation. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
But when somebody's bringing to you an issue, the thing is to let's solve that, and then maybe come back to yours if you didn't have a time to. But if you're going to just automatically go into some shit, then nothing is getting solved.
Ooh, good one. 1 second, Juice, before you go. I just wanted to I wanted to piggyback on that real fast. So that also shows the impersonal, or you're not being connected to that person. You're in defense immediately. So if you're in defense from the gate and you're bringing up something from the past, you feel like a dart hit you. And now you like, I'm gonna pull out, well, I got darts I've been saving for your ass. Hold up, nigga. Remember when you did this? Remember when you did that? That's not even giving that chance for you to handle that situation. Even if we still continue, let's say we handle it, we talked and say, okay, I understand that you agree, I disagree, or I feel that I didn't know that I was doing that. Boom, boom, boom. Now we got to an ending of that. Understanding, I won't do that again. Boom, done. Hey, there was also something I wanted to talk to you about. Another whole spinoff, another whole thing, but not using it in the midst of it as ammunition. Go ahead, Juicy.
And I'm piggybacking off of both of that. Now, my thing is, that's what you call deflection. See, I'm deflecting what I did to you, and I'm going to take something that happened 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to bring it up. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You're deflecting from the issues at hand.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's that psychology. You know, I went to school for that. I like to
we got a lot
see how the mind works.
We got a lot of deflectors in life.
And
go ahead.
We do, and that's also them not taking accountability.
Yeah,
that's always the word of the day of what they did. So we're gonna, not only are we deflecting, but we're not holding ourselves accountable for what we did in this moment. Don't bring something to me that happened a long time ago, because we ain't even on that.
Yeah,
you should have brought that up
when it was time
sooner. But now you just waiting, like, okay, well, he come to me. I'm gonna say that because that was it. No, what does one thing have to do with the other? That's like trying to mix oil and water. It don't.
Yeah, so, I seen your hand up too.
You know, you gotta.
No, I'm listening to you. I'm listening. That's good. That's really good, Juice. Really, really good. Good point.
I was gonna agree with Coco, man, because Coco brought us something very, very pertinent. She said you can't be on the defensive. Like sometimes people are already dedicated to misunderstanding you before you even open your mouth. You see what I'm saying? And I think I'm probably guilty of that too. I'm probably guilty of that.
Me too.
You know, but sometimes are ready to misunderstand you before you open your mouth, so they hear shit that you don't say.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And like when you're talking to someone, you bring an issue to someone, be as clear as you can. And if they say something you don't say or you didn't say, correct them right then. I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
That's not what I meant. Yeah.
You see? Yeah. You see? Because the thing is, we have to stop trying to guess what people mean when they're talking.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not up to me to decipher your messages. It's not up to you to decipher my message. When the words are coming out my mouth, this is what I said. And if someone comes to me and say da 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 da, and I approach that from that, and they say, well, I meant this. I say, well, that's not what you said. Maybe you need to work on your communication because I'm going by what you said.
Yeah, you only can take it what it is, and you don't have a translator right there. 1 second, Juice. You don't even have a translator right there that can tell you, like, look, this is actually what Miko was saying. You know, if you know in 19, this, you know, he goes through a whole history of it, like, oh, that's what he meant. Yeah, you're right. You do have to take that time, and even when it's a heated or a debated type of situation, to take that time to be able to listen out. And like I said, I'm famous for that all the time. Like, sometimes you feel things because it's hitting up either triggers from the past or you've heard someone talk like that before. And it's like, it's sounding exactly the same, you know what I mean? But you got to still give that person a chance, like you say, to take their words of what they're saying, and you're not painting extra stuff on what that person is saying. If they start off with the sentence like, I don't like you, you just going through a whole thing like, see, you never like me, you this and that, and every time you do this, that means you don't like you just not liking what I did, or you're not liking this in this particular moment. Go ahead, Juicy was first.
I'm gonna just say at the end of the day, it's about understanding.
Then you go.
Because when we think about relationships and or friendships, it's all the ships. Yeah. No matter what you put in front of the ship, you have to have understanding. One of the first things that you should do when you're conversing is, I'm gonna let you know my likes, my dislikes, what it is that triggers me, what grinds my gears. Because now that you know, if you do it on purpose, that I know you're purposely trying to get me out of my character.
Yeah.
So we have to.
That's good.
It's about understanding each other.
Yeah.
We don't have understanding, we can't communicate. And trying to communicate, if we trying to communicate and we don't understand each other, how is that gonna work? It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, you got a whole field of landmines that you did not tell me what the landmines are, and I'm just walking through this field. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
But what we also have to remember too is we cannot bring our baggage from other relationships, friendships.
That's what I'm meaning.
Situationships, and be well, my ex did this,
so
and
you the same.
No, everybody is different. Everybody is different. Everybody deserves their chance to show you, and after that, then you treat them accordingly. Period.
And then another thing too, before we go to Coco. And then even if a person is treading the lines of something that is similar, that is traumatizing you because it's similar to another person, that person can actually change. Like different people deal with conquer things. So they can have similarities, but then this person is choosing to choose this option instead. Like you told them this, and now they person completely changes. The other person, you told them that, and they were like, "F you, fuck you, I don't care, fuck what you
or
you know." Go ahead.
Or when you do that too, and then when you do that, that person that was coming into this relationship, friendship, situationship, they may have a different mindset, but when you keep drilling that shit in their head, they become that person. And you wonder why you getting your ass beat. Well, I told you 67 times every day that he beat my ass. Now you doing it because now in his mind, like life. That's what she like.
Now we speaking into our life.
That's what you like, so that's what I'm gonna do.
We definitely
you cannot do that, and that's and that's the wrong thing. You're bringing that extra baggage to your relation, to your new one, and you can't do that.
Yes, facts. People bring bags, man. They come with a whole duffel bag and a backpack.
Person does that run far away. Because I'm just like, how you spoke it into existence that much, a spell over this person? Okay, rewind.
Yeah.
So when it comes to dang, y'all made me forget.
She's like, hold on, if they doing that,
no. Cause that just threw me. I'm like, huh? What the fuck?
He gonna beat you too?
Hell no. When somebody says something that they're not clear on what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, far as I can say, the sky is blue, but there's so many types of blue, and you go outside and be like, well, this is a teal color. You said it was blue. It's teal, and it's like, hey, I meant. It's kind of bluish, and they be like, no, but you said, and it's like, give a person time to correct themselves too. Like, communication is what it is. Words are what they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes in a moment, you might say something that's not clear, but when you come back and try to tell a person, hey, no, I meant this, that, and other, and they just like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Like, huh?
That's true, gotta do. Yeah, you're right.
You all right now, girl. I swear to God, you in my head.
Yeah, for real. They going back and forth.
But they like we go stand. Your word is your bond. So what you said is what you said. So if the sky is purple and I go out there and it's pink, oh no, see, you're a liar. I can't believe nothing you say.
Yeah, and then they go to jump to conclusions.
I meant it was a shade.
I meant it was a lavender.
It was in the shade.
Yeah. And that's what I say.
Yeah, and it's like, damn, can I make a mistake? Can I not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something wrong? Yeah. If people take it, that's a light trauma. Yeah. It's a light trauma that has happened. A light trauma that's happened with other situations. And so that's why you're so quick to, you know what I mean? To be like, well, I don't want this to happen again. Because the last person that did that to me was like this. You know what I mean? And so you're looking like this. For real.
So the first thing I say when I meet somebody is I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people dedicated to understand you, a lot of times the argument is going to be filled with semantics.
Yeah, you're right. And that's what I say. If a person, like you said though, if a person is, like you said, and that's a good key word, like how you said a person is dedicated. That's a person that wants the relationship to work, not assuming that every fucking relationship, or excuse my French, for real, that every relationship is going to end up a certain way. You do not know that. But if it does, and it's consistent with you, then it could be what you speaking onto your life. It could be what you're projecting. We're projectors, So if you're projecting a reality into a situation, it's similar to, not as drastic as what Juicy was saying about a person beating you, but it's not going to land far from what you're expecting it to be. You got to allow it to be what it is. Let it be what it is and see where it shifts. Now, if it still lands there, okay, then maybe you need to evaluate yourself and what you're attracting, what kind of people.
Yourself.
What kind of people you're attracting. Yeah, go inwardly and say, okay, I'm going to project some other things. I talk about this with Goddess all the time about what we see, what we are. So if you're seeing a lot of stuff that's like crazy, it's a portion of you that is that. Either it's outside of you now, or it's testing you, or it's multiple reasons, but you're seeing that because of that. You got to go back into yourself, do some maintenance work, and then come back outside and kind of take it from there. Go ahead. I seen your hand up, Juice.
But here's my thing. This is why some things don't work with a lot of relationships, situationships, friendships. People want to play the victim so they can get the pity party. I'm not gonna be a part of that. I'm not gonna be. I used to be an enabler. In relationships, and I had to change that because
she ain't lying.
I used to have that expectation that everybody had the same heart as me and everybody thought the same. And well, if I'm doing this for you, why you not doing? And it took me some time. That's experience, not age, but experience.
Yes.
Ooh. But most people, they hold on. When I was 6, my daddy didn't hug me, so I'm gonna beat you up. Cause, but wait, you like 46 years old. Yeah. Why we still on that? You have to take accountability. You have to go within yourself. It's called self-esteem, self-evaluation, self-esteem. Like, stop playing the victim. If you play the victim, you think that most people will join that pity party. I'm not part of that pity party no more. Yeah. Like, you know what? Like, your dad didn't hug you. Okay, well, let's go get you signed up for some therapy. We gonna find out why you acting like this and what we can do to get your daddy to hug you so you can grow up and be an adult in this world that we're living in.
Yeah, I'll say this. Period. Just piggybacking on what you say. If you, and that's actually the time. Damn. If you throw, and this is just right off the head right now, if you throw a pity party, then the only ones that are going to show up are the people that will make you stay in that particular space of pity. You know what I mean? So I'm throwing a party to pity for me. So you're going to either attract people that are the exact same way, or people that are going to cause you to be in that type of space so you can continue to keep pitying. You know what I mean? Or keep being in that lower type of space. I'm really, like I said, big on what we want to project and what we do want. Stuff can happen to us. Don't get it twisted. Stuff can happen. But if you stay in a consistent space of the opposite end, and when it's very tempting to go into a pity party, choose the other option. Choose another way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to be alone. It's okay. Sometimes you might have to be alone and be away before you can get yourself back together. And like I said, and then come outside again. But you're going to constantly keep that thing coming on. If somebody keep messing with you, somebody keep doing this, somebody keep hating on you, somebody this, whatever your situation is, just pay attention to yourself, because it could be something that you are projecting out, or energy that you're projecting out, and they're just following suit. You're the director. So you're the one that's just setting up the whole situation. So if you, as a director, I know, because I be directing, if I see somebody keep doing the same thing, I'm telling her to cry or telling her to do this in a skit, and she's just doing it wrong, I'm going to say, whoop, stop the cameras. Stop. Let me talk to you one-on-one. I'm going to come over there and say, so look, this is what we're doing. The kind of expression that we're trying to get off is not a person actually crying, but you're crying because you're angry. And this is kind of that. You got to do that in every situation in your life to yourself. That talk right there was to yourself. And then you go back out and say, boom, all right, well, you know, I'm expecting the best out of this situation. I'm expecting the best out of all situations, not being too optimistic or blind. No. But you're at least giving yourself a higher thing to hit. Like when they say you go for the stars. So if you don't make it, then you land on the clouds. But if I'm aiming at the ground from the gate, then I'm wondering why I ain't never getting nowhere. It's in the same thing all the time. Go ahead, Juice.
One last thing. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we need to understand too is we can self-sabotage and not even know it.
Juicy preaching. All y'all preaching. For real. You self-sabotage yourself. You don't even give yourself a chance to even have the reality you want.
Exactly, because you're so worried about what everybody else doing or what. Self-sabotage is very, very strong. And a lot of people don't understand that. You can self-sabotage. You can have something great right in your face. God didn't send you that person.
Oh, my Lord.
But because you so worried about what happened in 1960 and we in 2025, you didn't self-sabotage because you bring that in. You cannot.
You destroy it. And then you change the dynamics.
You're destroying it before it gets beautiful.
Then you change the dynamics and the frequency. Because let's say that this new person that you met in this relationship, whatever it is that answered prayer of something else, right? They're on another frequency because you've been getting done wrong. You've been doing this. This new person is not that. So now you're acting as if that person is, and that person picks up that radar. That person can pick that radar up and is like, I ain't really fucking with her. She seemed like she's like this, or she's thinking that I'm like this. And now you done messed up your damn blessing, like you said.
And I'm not. So So now they go walk their fish, and they go sweat. They go shave their iguana because they ain't got time for your bullshit, your tomfoolery, your shenanigans.
Coco, shave your iguana. I ain't never heard that. Shave
I'm about
iguana.
to go walk my fish.
I got something to piggyback off of the
Go ahead, Coco.
people when they pity parties. Now I know y'all all done seen somebody on Facebook, especially Facebook, on there with the pity parties.
Yes.
And then the people that show up is usually the ones that they do not fuck with all the time.
Yes.
And then the friend that I have that does this consistently he does this, right?
Yeah.
He'll ask me, did you see my post? Yeah, you damn Skippy, and I ain't like that shit. The hell? I'm not there for the pity party. I'll wait for you to tell me, and then I'll tell you X, Y, and Z. But I'm not on the pity party train on Facebook when all these people on there is people you don't really fuck with. But you're telling them your business for what?
Yeah, so they can jump on that. So they can continue and dwell in it, and they low-key are happy and excited that you're going through the shit. They ain't saying it, but they low-key inside is like, yeah, that's what you do.
Because they sure ain't helping a damn thing. They don't help. They don't do nothing. You'll call me for help, and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, same people that's on there, prayers, this, that, and the third. You can't call them for no ride. You can't call them for nothing.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, Juice. I seen you up there.
Even on this place, I sit back and I just be listening. They will tell their whole life story. You said prayers, Coco. Let me tell you something. You gotta watch who you ask for prayers from, because all prayer is good prayer. You don't want people that you don't know, because they can be praying for the opposite.
Yeah.
These pity parties. Yeah. That's why I say, especially on here, you can get easily caught up. This drama, the bullshit, the shenanigans. Like, look, listen.
And then it lowers
your frequency. If you want to do that, go on.
Then it lowers your frequency too.
It
person
does.
that is in a pity
space,
I'm being optimistic. I'm happy. I'm believing for the best. And you coming in like, well, it ain't gonna be that good. Well, last time for me, it was like this. And it's like, oh Jesus. I'm like, at least can we meet halfway? Can we meet halfway? You won't be going through that forever unless you are projecting it forever. So let's meet at a halfway point to where we can try to get past that, because you don't want to be in pity, right? You don't want to be pitying yourself and in that energy, right?
Yes. You know why?
But sometimes they do.
You know why? No. Yeah. You know why? Because they're called attention whores.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get any attention any way possible. So the only way I'm gonna get attention is I'm coming in all sad with my tail tucked, and what's wrong?
They want you. Yeah, this is attention.
Put your big boy, your big girl, big panties on, your drawers on, and let's get this together. This is not what it's about. We adults. We ain't kids. We ain't four. We ain't gonna go to the corner. You know, we ain't gonna get in the kumbaya circle. No.
All right,
Poetic. It just doesn't.
Go ahead, Poetic. We're getting ready to end in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, in my world, those attention seekers, they're called brats.
Brats.
They're called brats. They kick and scream and shout, and they like problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my world, it's like we have the same things. There are always, no matter how different the worlds are, they are all still the same. You know, and I've been raising my hand to try to get in and say something
on the floor,
but I never got seen. But
yeah.
Yes,
no, that's
throw
true,
themselves on the floor.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
A lot of the time when they are stuck in that mentality, they're real confrontational.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yes.
You know, like the people that are so quick, it's because living in traumatic situations, because they are equating you to respond to that person that caused that trauma. It causes them to be very confrontational when it doesn't always necessarily have to be.
Yeah.
But then get into their field when the confrontation may backfire, or the end result of said confrontation ends in the way that you really didn't want it to end, by that person leaving. But if you have sat down and explained this with a person, hey, when you do this, it makes me feel uncomfortable, like I can't be here, and you continue to do that very same thing, the consequences or the reaction behind that are going to be something you really didn't want in the end. Again, missing your blessing because it's something or someone that you could have been asking for, but because you're so stuck in your ways, you're going to end up missing out on it.
Woo, man, say it for the back. Who had their hand up? There was a goat. All right, go ahead, Coco. Man.
I just wanted to respond to Lala's world. She said people need to keep their damn private situations to themselves. And I would say to me, it could be therapeutic to tell people your stuff, but it's your intent. Because here we're sharing a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's also your intent.
Yeah.
Like, well, why are you telling people? Because the energy you give out is what you're going to get back. So,
because if you're not acting like you saying, oh, you hit it on the point. Oh, you hit it on the head. Because if you're saying it because you just want people to be like, oh, for real, they did you like that? Compared to someone like, hey, man, like info, man, I'm going through this thing right now, bro. Like, have you been through this? Like, what did you do to get out of this? Because you seem like you cool. You know, this and that. That's a different type of energy compared to the person like, info, they did this. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, for real, man. I can't stand these mother. You know, it's a different energy, like you say, the intent of why you're even saying it in the first place. So check your intent. And sometimes you need to, excuse my French, shut the fuck up and take that shit inwardly. Reevaluate that situation.
That's what I'm saying.
You could be in the wrong.
If you're still having an issue with anything, I would advise you not to say it out loud. But like how I'm so open on here, I don't have a problem with any of my situations to tell it freely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't nobody come tell me, can't nobody check me, boo, about what I got to say. Exactly. I'm confident and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anything that I'm still having issues with, I wouldn't really publicly be, you know,
putting it out
until
there.
I deal with it myself to be able to take that what comes back on that, you know.
Yeah. And then you know you get mad when they say stuff.
I guess how I felt.
Go ahead.
But I think it's more for validation.
Go ahead, Porty.
Right. A lot of people do it for validation or to get that, you know, that pity party. Like I guess I use myself for this example because I am one of those stories that people would use to exploit being injured. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that person, but I have that situation that people would use to exploit. And I've been on here a whole damn year and people are just now finding out that my ass is handicapped. Oh my God, you never said anything. Because it ain't your goddamn business.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck was me saying I'm hurt? You gonna fix.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and what is it gonna matter? What does it matter to know if you like, okay, I can't love you like that or I can't do this? Like, what? That don't matter.
I got comfortable enough to be able to speak on it so that it can help somebody else is when I started doing it. But not until then. So I completely agree with Coco.
That is real. You got to watch it, man. Like I said, we got to close our mouths in that sense and then be led, of course, when it is time. Like Goddess was saying, sometimes you might have to seek some professional help. A person that's a completely person that does that, they're not having nobody's side on that. They're going to tell you the real, like, look, you crying like a baby or this and that. They're going to give you that real unfiltered type of truth because at the end, we want to overcome that thing. We don't want to just drown in the damn shit. We want to overcome it. So if you really want to overcome it, then you can't just be speaking out and blurting it out. Go ahead, Queen.
I was gonna say, like I was saying before, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but you know, sometimes it's for validation, but also a lot of people share thinking it's good because they know or they don't want to feel like they're alone. So if I share my story, somebody
is gonna understand.
You know, is gonna understand where I'm coming from. So, but you have to be very, very cautious. About who you tell certain things to, because we also have those people who take situations, traumatic situations, and they wait until they get mad at you
and then use it against
and throw it in your face.
Whew.
And you like, well, damn, I trusted you, as Miko said. Now I don't trust nobody. Fuck everybody. I ain't telling nobody nothing else. Now when you really need somebody, you're in one of those pickles, as they say. Now it's like, who can I really trust? Can I say this and not worry about it? Can I say this to this person and not worry about all of Bigo or all of Facebook or Instagram knowing my business?
Man.
You know, so you just gotta be cautious. Because people are not, everybody don't.
Nah, what she was saying is 100% right. I mean, we got to learn, and this is something I'm learning, I'm currently doing, and I'm doing it every day. You guys hear me all the time. I'm a student of this life. But you got to learn how to be vulnerable. Whew, that sounds crazy. It sounds like you just open yourself up for darts. You know what I mean? But it's true. But I'm learning this actually from people that I'm here with. Being in a vulnerable type of state allows you to be open. And I get it. Do better judgment on the people you choose so people are not taking advantage of your vulnerability. I understand. I get it. But if you're not open, to be vulnerable in open space, then you have no room to grow. It's like a pot. Miko know about this. It's like a pot that's too small. And the pot is small. I don't care how you feel that it's going to be a palm tree or the biggest tree in the world. It ain't going to be the biggest tree in the world because it's not in a bigger pot. As that tree grows, you have to have a bigger pot, get a bigger pot. Now it got to come out the pot. Now I got to be outside in the ground. So that's why I feel at the end of the day, you got to learn how to stay in a vulnerable state, not using it against you, but being in that vulnerable state that allows you to stay open and allows you to be able to be communicatable. Go ahead, Poetic, and then we have Miko, and then we'll be done.
Oh, I didn't have anything to say. I was just camming up because I was agreeing.
Oh, okay. Info, that was you. My bad. Go ahead, Info.
Yeah, I also want to put out to people, when you form relationships, be aware of these survivors.
Ooh.
I did this by taking people in my garden. My garden, I got 3 types of plants. I have the ones that die, the ones that survive, and the ones that thrive. The ones that die, they gone. And nothing I can do with those.
Yeah.
The ones that survive, though, they never really give me any usable fruit. They're just always there, sucking the resources from the other plants.
That's deep right there.
Of course, we know thrive. Give me the fruit. That's what gives me the fruit. But we have to be aware of these survivors, these people that have been stuck in the same spot for the last 10, 15 years and stuff like that. We got to be aware of those people. These survivors. Yikes. Someone tells you I'm a survivor.
I'm
you
not
might be like,
gee.
Yeah, I might step away from you and really pay attention to what you got going on, because survivors never really give you any usable fruit.
That is Miko. Hey, let me just say this real quick. Miko, boy, that you hit that on the motherfucking head, nigga. So a survivor in my mind is a person that is stuck in survival mode, right? I say that all the time. A person in survival mode is going to do whatever it can to not fall, quote unquote. So imagine me on a ledge. If I'm on a ledge and I don't even know this person is slipping, they slip, they're going to grab any and everything they can in order to not fall. So a person in a survival type of mindset is grabbing, they gonna grab you, take you down with them, like, you're like, we both falling. Like, how are we both falling right now? And I'm not saying that the person, you don't help them and shit, but I'm just saying when a person is in that kind of mode like that, like you said, they ain't there for nothing but just to pull you down along with them, or just to try to come up off of your come up, when we're stuck in that particular type of survival mode. Go ahead. Who was that? That was Coco.
I was gonna say, as I call them, energy vampires.
Yikes.
Liabilities. You cannot, especially have them in an apocalyptic situation. You got to get rid of them far away. You know what I mean?
They gonna throw you in front of the zombies. They try to survive. They gonna throw you in front. Get out of here! Like, eat her. Eat him.
They gonna be the ones that link up with the people that's gonna take your shit. You know what I'm saying? They're like, they got such and such. You know what I mean? Like,
yikes! You right? Because they just care about the come up. They care about being accepted. They care about the come up. They want to be safe. That if they can do those things, they don't care who it's with. They don't care who it's with. They'll do whatever it takes in order to not, like I said, not fall. I don't want to fall, so I'm gonna grab onto this. That is deep right there, y'all. All right, y'all.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because Miko said, you don't want the survivors, and I get that, because I tell people a lot. I was like, I have survived something, but when it boils down to it, I am a warrior, because I'm always fighting. To not just survive, but to get ahead.
That is different. A warrior is different.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
When I see a thriver, because at some point, see, the thing is, you already told us that the doctors told you that you weren't gonna walk no more. We see you walking.
Facts.
You see.
Facts.
See,
so
if
you already
had
there.
Survived, you would have got up.
Yeah.
You would have never got up.
Yeah.
See, that's more than survive, because you up.
That's good right there, man. That is good. That is good. And we see the fruit of it. Like you said, you survive. You just happy to be alive. You just laying there as long as I can get this, or people could serve me now because I'm in this situation. People could serve me now. Like, can you reach me that over there? Can you give? You know what I mean? It's a different kind of vibe. It's a vibe though. But yeah, man, that was good, man. That's good. Okay, cool. That's it. I appreciate you guys, man. This is a wonderful show. We was talking about relationships 101. This is relationships with lovers. This is relationship with friends. We hit some very good key points. You guys definitely have to watch the YouTube HMS Network, go back to it, and be able to see certain points that we mentioned on here. This is a wonderful show. So I'll definitely say this to get ready to end, and then we're going to have Info go. He's going to mention a few books that we have. Let's make sure that we're allowing our relationships to be healthy. You know, not just a relationship because you don't want to be alone, but an actual relationship because you actually care about this individual, or you appreciate this individual for moving with you and grooving with you and doing certain things. Not just because you don't want to be alone. You accept anybody because you fucking with what I'm saying. You know, let's work on our relationships to make sure that it's not moving in the direction of that. It allows a lot less heartaches, a lot less pain, even though you can still have some heartaches and still certain things in relationships, because growing pains do happen once you're able to grow. But I would say once you guys have grown past certain issues, pay attention to how that person's acting now. Pay attention to how that person is currently being with you. So if you want your friendship or you want your relationship to actually move in that direction, have the expectation. I'm telling you, this is key. Have the expectation in your mind that it can get to that particular point. We got an imagination, so you can't tell me you can't imagine the best outcome of the situation. It does not hurt you or murder you for thinking about the best outcome you can have in that situation. If it falls short, so be it. And, you know, learn from your lessons and stuff too. Learn. But don't put yourself in a situation, like I said, if I'm aiming for the ground, there's no way ever that I'm going to be able to hit the target. You know what I mean? Even if you're over, hit the target over and it lands. You know what I mean? When you shoot an arrow, it goes up and then hits the damn target and sinks down. But do that. But if going down, it's just you're not giving yourself a chance to be able to overcome everything. All right. So that's what I'll say. But yeah, man, that good show, team. Good show, team. This is one of them things, man. We got to start talking about it. I love having conversations like this. This is definitely something that we need to start doing a lot more often. We probably will bring this back again for next season, kind of go more into details of like what to do in order to maintain like a positive relationship and to go into the details. But InfoGo, you said you had a few, did you have a few books? Maybe if it's one or two, it don't matter. Just a few books you can recommend to people?
Yeah, I got a few books. One is a book called Love Me, Don't Leave Me by Michelle Skeen. Mm-hmm. She's a psychologist. Another one's The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Another one is Overcoming Our Relationship Fears by Lawrence E. Hedges.
Ooh, yeah, we need to pass that out for free. We need to pass that out for free, like that one.
101 ways to have a 100% success.
Oh, say that one more time. It broke up at the very end. I said 101 ways.
101 ways to have 100% success in marriage.
Good stuff. Appreciate you, InfoGo. Man, appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. We will definitely be back. I'm trying to see what is today's. Is today Wednesday? God damn.
All day.
It's happening like fast. Okay, so Friday we will be back. This Friday we will be back at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. HMS Network and also on Bigo. If you want to contact us, there is HMS Media on Bigo, HMS Network on YouTube. But next Friday, we're going to be actually going over astrology and signs, the positives and the negatives of all the signs. So we're going to be talking about it, talking about what our sign is, what are the positive, negatives, if we agree with it, if we don't agree with it, what's in between. We know that there's a lot of in-betweens. We know about the new signs and stuff they say they have, but we'll just be kind of going over just that in general so we can kind of see the similarities, how we work together and how we can disagree. But either way, we're going to definitely hit that astrology science. That's going to be a fun one. And we already have a few books, I believe, that Miko already gave us. What happened?
What you know about the Ophiuchus?
Yeah, I already know. That's that new signs. I already know. It's a couple things that have shifted since
Ain't
they
no
created
such thing as
stuff.
new signs, and you can't make me believe it. Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
What'd you say?
We're gonna go over all that. We'll bring that definition of the new one. She said it's about no new signs. No, it is.
No. We don't do new friends. We don't do
new stuff.
Friends.
They got some new signs.
Hey, Juicy, check
Now
this out.
they don't. Where they at?
Listen, Juicy. Listen, the crazy part about it is it's not new.
It's always been
older than the technology that we use today.
How about we going with what we've been knowing?
Yeah. See, the Gregorian calendar,
about all of
the Gregorian changed it to 12 months.
Yeah, so that's what we know, and that's what we going with. You ain't
begin with. And if you believe in Jesus, you know there was 13 because you had Jesus and plus 12.
Hey.
Well,
Macaroni.
I believe in all that.
All right, so we gonna go in. Y'all try to go into the show
now.
But we'll bring that up.
We ain't having no new friends. They ain't gonna move me to no damn Lioness Leo. I'm not a Lioness Leo. I'm a Virgo.
Stuff for you.
No.
All right.
So
you can see yourself in all signs. You can see yourself in all signs while you playing. You have a little bit of all signs, just like your chakras and all that certain things. There's a little bit of you. That. You can break your body down as
because I'm Mother Earth. Too. I understand.
So yeah. What's up,
being
KK?
Mother Earth, I definitely understand it. I'm a little bit there.
Jesus. All right, cool. So, all right, y'all. So we appreciate y'all once again. If you guys want to contact us in any way, we are creatives that help creatives. We are here to help you with your music video, your film, your cartoons. We do series. We do shows. We doing Bigo stuff just to promote as well. We're spiritual teachers. If you want to contact us in any type of way, make sure you hit us up at our website down below, hitmakersociety.com. Also, we work on Instagram and stuff too. We do a lot of stuff on there and TikTok, but we do more Instagram. But if you want to contact us on there is We Are HMS. That's WEARE-HMS. That's another way for you to be able to get a hold of us. And then my personal Instagram is Blick333. That's BLIC333. All right, Coco. If anybody wants to get in contact with you, hit you up, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
No, I'm just playing. You can do it here on Bigo as Coco Water or on IG Coco Lawan.
Got him. Let she give you the nice smile afterward. Like, how about ever hit me up? Don't ever hit me up. And then she smiles. You ask for the number. Like, how about I'm not going to give you my number? Like, damn. All right. No, that's what's up. All right, Queen Juice. If people need to get in contact with you in any type of way, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
Right here on Bigo One Juicy, on IG Shiny282, and my business email rashawnconley.hms@gmail.com.
Okay. Got it. All right, Info Goat, Black Google, what's up, man? If anybody need to get in contact with you, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
All right, so I'm Info Goat on here. I'm also Info Goat 3000 on Instagram now. Check that out. And on Twitter as well. Yeah, we're gonna do this all across all platforms.
Go around. Let's go, yo. I like that growth. We in 2023 now, y'all. This is the year of Jordan. Making them shots. All right, Poetic Poison. If you're not frozen, sweetheart, what's the best way that people can be able to get in contact with you? I'll wait for it. And there we go. Yikes. I can't hear her, but go ahead one more time. But I know it's Poetic Poison on all platforms. Go ahead. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. It's one poetic poison. I'm in panic. On all platforms or in business email is poetic.hms@gmail.com.
Appreciate you. Got you guys. Ooh. Get it right, girl. I don't know if you're hurting. I understand. Please take care of that. Okay, cool, man. This is another successful show. We appreciate you guys. We thank you guys for tuning in. Give yourselves a hand for chilling with us and posting with us. Thank you for the people that did come in. Money Loomis, we appreciate you for coming into the YouTube. We see all of y'all coming in here, and we appreciate it, man. So make sure you stay blessed. Cultivate and help those relationships so they can grow properly. Holla. That's what's up.